Norville is the co-host today. Very happy Deborah's here from Inside Edition. It's good to have you here.
It's great to be here. You know, my studio is right down the hall.
That's right, I know. So
I pass by every day.
Wasn't long of a commute for you today.
No, it was very easy.
Yes.
It's raining in New York, so I was very happy.
Yes, and we had a rocking audience. Before we go on air, the audience dances. There was like a huge dance-off, basically. It was, yeah.
Did you see the guy start to take his shirt off?
There was somebody taking off their shirt. It was like the Sharks versus the Jets. It was like West Side Story
Way cool.
here.
Way cool.
Yeah, a lot going on. There was a lot going on in the news to tell you about. And kind of last night, the story really started to break. A secretly recorded tape of presidential candidate Mitt Romney made really huge headlines. And then Romney, late last night, responded to it in sort of an impromptu press conference. He took just a couple questions. Basically, the tape was recorded several months ago at a private donor function for big money donors. And Mitt Romney is saying stuff that you can interpret in a bunch of different ways. We're going to play some of the tape and then talk about it a little bit. Let's just play this.
There are 47% who are with him, who are dependent upon government, who believe that they're victims, who believe that government has a responsibility to care for them, who believe that they're entitled to health care, to food, to housing, to you name it. That it's an entitlement, and the government should give it to them. And they will vote for this president no matter what. My job is not to worry about those people. I'll never convince them that they should take personal responsibility and care for their lives.
So it's that last line,
right,
I think, that got a lot of people who don't like Mitt Romney certainly upset, saying that that
they'll never take responsibility for their lives.
And care for their lives,
yeah,
right. Now, the Governor Romney, in his defense, came out and said, look, he's talking about what he said. He said he phrased it inelegantly, but that what he meant to say was that there are, there's a group who's going to be voting for President Obama. There's a group who's going to be voting for Mitt Romney, and he needs to basically win over 5 to 10% of people who are undecided.
And the idea that you speak that frankly in a group of more than, say, your wife and kids is probably not well advised for anybody who's running for political office. But now that this tape is coming out, it's only 50 days before the November election.
Yeah.
It's just one more speed bump that the Romney campaign has to deal with, and frankly, they've had quite a few lately.
And some folks are comparing it to when President Obama, when then candidate Obama last election, in front of a group of donors, was talking about people who cling to gods and guns, and that's a phrase that the Romney campaign is still using out on the campaign trail. So we're going to have to see how this plays out, whether this continues. But it's been a big story. You're going to hear a lot about it all throughout the day. The other big story is Kate Middleton. Now, we've been following this. You all have been following this. It is on the cover of basically every newspaper. Yes, this was a very clever one for the New York Post, all a titter. And the Daily News has OMG. Basically, she's out in the Solomon Islands, and I guess at an event with her husband.
They don't wear tops there.
Right. She was met by a group of ladies who were not wearing tops, as is traditional there. And of course, given all that's in the news, the New York Post went all a titter about it.
And the irony is that this actually was the same day that the court in France issued an injunction and said these pictures that have already been now, I think, in 3 different countries' magazines, they've said you got to hand the pictures over.
Right. So it was a victory for the royal family that basically this French magazine can no longer publish them. They had to hand over the original digital copies. But this French magazine also owns an Italian magazine that yesterday published like a special edition.
26 pages.
I mean, how many pictures are there of this,
Can I just say, she looks amazing. I'm embarrassed for her.
Yeah.
But she looks amazing, and I feel awful that she's at her private vacation spot, and whoever makes these lenses, my gosh, they should, it's probably the Hubble telescope.
I love it. Deanne F. on Facebook said, breasts, we all have them. I say move on, royal family.
Do you think the royals should have initiated legal action? Do you think that it made it a bigger deal by doing that?
I don't think it made a bigger deal. I think it was already a big deal. And I think what they're trying to do is set kind of a line in the sand for future incidents like this, because there's going to be future incidents, and I think they're trying to kind of very clearly say, look, there are rules, there are boundaries, and some things are off limits. Although in this day and age, everybody has a camera, everybody has cameras, and as we all know, people get photographed doing all sorts of things. This Irish paper that published them is in big trouble. They're faced a big backlash, but this Italian paper is,
Well, you know who owns it? Berlusconi.
Yeah, and
Silvio Berlusconi, the former Italian Prime Minister.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. I mean, I just feel bad for her, but she has nothing to be ashamed of. She was doing nothing wrong.
The world loves her, and they love her even more, I think.
Hold her head up high. No doubt about it.
Speaking of pictures, I was watching yesterday
Okay.
And the Twitter picture that somebody sent of you, well, it wasn't you.
Yeah, this is incredibly depressing. I don't know if you saw the show yesterday. A viewer sent in this saying that they had run into this person and that it looked like me. Now, yeah.
If that doesn't give your self-esteem a major hit.
Yeah.
And I'm sure this is a really nice man.
I hope it's a man. I don't know. I think it is a man.
I think it's a man.
It could be I have no idea. There's no way to really... I think it's a man, too. It was sent in by Enrique Santos. To me, it's like looking at the ghost of Christmas Future. And I was depressed all day yesterday. And then what made me even more depressed is, you know, I have a Twitter page, at Anderson Cooper, and the show has a Twitter page at Anderson TV, right?
I think it's just at Anderson.
Oh, no, just at Anderson. So I don't know who at Anderson TV is.
You can have one identity and make it a lot easier for people. Can I just say this personally?
But anyway, the show, which is like the producers and everybody tweet like behind-the-scenes stuff, so they sent out a tweet that I didn't see until this morning saying, do you know who this Anderson look-alike is? So even the show says I look like that person.
And remember, these guys are your friends.
Yes, everybody I work with says I look like, and nothing wrong with that person. I'm sure they're a lovely person. But as I said yesterday, if you slept with that person, you did not sleep with me.
Well, here's the big, okay. He has a very square chin.
What, Terrence? Terrence, yeah, our executive producer, is pointing out other people have been now sending in photos of people they say look like me.
Which one is supposed to be you?
The guy on the right.
Oh, okay.
The guy on the left sent in this photo, said he stopped this guy, I guess in the D.C. Metro, saying that guy looked like me.
That guy just wanted to be on TV. That's why he sent that picture.
Apparently, this guy gets people saying he looks like me.
Okay, good luck.
Yeah. No. Let's see someone. This guy, I don't know what he's up to. Wow.
You must change the picture quickly.
Okay, that I sort of get a little bit. I mean, I sort of see in a sort of...
Well, hold on a second. Can you, like, tilt your head down and then look up at the camera? Can we get a
No, I don't think I can do quite...
Can you do that look?
Quite like that. And he's also far younger, I think, but he doesn't have the deep line. Oh, thank you. I appreciate the side-by-side right there.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. Okay, I kind of get that maybe a little bit more. We had a guy on the show last year who looked a lot like me. But anyway, we are still looking for that man, I think, in the other image. So if you're out there, if you know who that is, let us know. We'd love to track him down.
But after all the things you've said about him, now he's maybe having the major self-esteem issue.
No, I mean, there's nothing wrong with him. I mean, he looks perfectly fine. It's startling when somebody says you look like somebody else. And it's like a woman once sent me a picture. I've told this story before. Sent me a picture saying that I looked like her dog. And then, so I expected it to be like a Weimaraner or a, Greyhound or something. And I clicked on the link, and it was a little Shih Tzu with a little red bow in its hair. And I love Shih Tzus. I mean, they're great dogs, but I was like, that's what you think looks like me?
You know what? You just put that in the viewer mail category and just have a little wall around it and try not to let it affect you.
Right, yes.
Part
that
of the
makes me
deal,
go to my
big
special
time.
place in my head where I just rock back and forth. The other viewer note we get such amazing things from our viewers. Actually, two ladies are in the audience from Canada. Who?
The Canada ladies?
Three
ladies.
You brought us these mittens? They brought us presents. Look at these.
Oh, look at that.
These are great.
That's so
Canadian
sweet.
mittens. Thank you so much.
And they're
Where are you from in
live.
Canada? Where are you from?
We're from Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada.
Oh, cool. Beautiful.
And it's cold there, and we know it gets cold here, so we know you ride your bike around a lot. And
Yeah.
wanted you to...
No, these are great. Can I unlink them? Because right now I feel like I've been arrested.
No, you can take them apart. We didn't want you to lose.
Okay. Oh, there we go.
There
okay.
you go.
Yeah, these are amazing. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I'm just going to wear these the rest of the show.
Well, Anderson, I made something for you. Hand me your coffee cup.
Oh.
This is an Anderson Cooper coffee cozy.
Oh, wow.
And your
thank
name
you.
is too long.
You actually made that?
I knitted this for you.
No.
I swear, I did.
You knit?
Yeah.
Really?
This is my yarn.
You have your own yarn?
Yeah. I really did make this for you. I drove up to school. My daughter's at prep school, and I drove up to see her, and I sat in the
That's
car.
so nice.
while
How
my
long have you
husband-
knitted for?
Since I was like 8 years old.
Wow.
And I'm going to put this on. And I didn't take time to make the little strings go away.
Well, that's so nice. I appreciate it. So you make your own yarn?
Well, I don't personally make it, but yeah.
You sell your own.
I sell my own yarn, and I pick the colors.
Where can people get this?
You can get it at Joann's, Hobby Lobby. We got some new stuff in Michael's, so
Cool.
if you don't see it, ask. But I'm not meaning to shill, but I did make this because...
That's so nice. Well, thank you.
When people make you things or give you things, as the ladies from Canada will tell you, it means you're in their heart. So we wish
Oh, that's
you
very
well.
sweet. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. So very quickly, we got, again, from our viewers, I don't have my glasses. Yeah.
Oh, you don't need
this
your
is
glasses.
this is the Betty White. They call themselves the Betty White of male dancers. They raise money for Human Outreach Team, which provides help for the homeless and needy in Tampa Bay
we're
area.
Gonna show them this picture first.
Let's show this is the first
nice
picture.
Guys,
They're kind of older gentlemen who do kind of a dance routine. We'll put the picture up on the screen.
Okay,
I think.
and then when they really get into it, this is what happens.
Yeah. Yeah.
And imagine the little hip action
and
and
notice,
the little bells.
and I don't know how to point this out discreetly, but
there's nothing discreet about this, Anderson.
There's little. Let me put on my mitten here. There's little bells. Right, little strategically placed bells.
Are they bells or are they balls?
No, they're bells. Yeah, well, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But they're doing.
They're
the Lord's
low-hanging
work.
bells.
They're
is what they are. Yeah, for charity.
It's all for good.
Yeah, they say they're gonna. One of them is gonna be in New York on. So he welcome
They
to come
actually
to the
look.
show.
Honestly, I mean, they look pretty good. I don't know if these photos are retouched.
You need to get out more often.
They're not
is what I'm saying.
No, I mean he's not that saggy baggy, and.
The other thing that's making headlines lately is this Twitter war between Lindsay Lohan and Amanda Bynes. Now, I didn't even know, frankly, really who Amanda Bynes was
yes,
until,
you don't have
until
kids.
recently she got into, I guess, a car driving
I
incident.
actually counted up. She's had 6 traffic infractions since April.
Okay.
And this last one, because she was driving on a suspended license, the cops said, you know what, come on, kid. So they took her car. So they impounded her car, so she's not supposed to be driving anymore. But somehow she's getting out and about.
So Lindsay Lohan inserts herself into this thing, tweets out saying, "Why did I get put in jail and a Nickelodeon star has had no punishment so far?" Now, I don't know Lindsay Lohan. I feel bad for her. I wish her nothing but the best. But if I'm Lindsay Lohan, I would just be quiet and just do your job.
I so agree.
Just like do your job.
So what has it been? A week and a half since Lindsay Lohan was in the paper, so she's got to get herself out.
Get off Twitter, get off, just stop hanging out, and just do your job and come back. Everybody wants to. Everybody loves to come back. Everybody's rooting for you. Just do your job. That's all I'm saying.
I totally agree.
All right.
And I hope Amanda Bynes gets in that good place.
Yeah, let's hope
she's
so.
a talented young lady.
This is True Crime Tuesday, and we got some fascinating stories. You know, we were talking about Kate Middleton, but it's not just famous people who have their photos taken when they don't want it. Up next, we're going to look at an incredible case of video voyeurism, and the question is, could it happen to you? An Anderson Alive alert right next. We'll be right back.